Alright, it's that time again as 400 days in Valheim is finally here. I know a good amount of you have been both waiting and wanting this next one in the series. That being said, this episode was probably one of my favorites. What with all the exploring, all the fights, and yes, the bosses, today we go out and finally defeat Mater and Yagluth. As always, I feel like saying thank you isn't enough for all the continued support, even more recently, but thank you from the bottom of my heart to the moon and back. And if you aren't caught up on the 100, 200, and 300 days videos, check them out in the description down below. BT dubs, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and finally, I spent 400 days in Valheim, and here's what happened. Today marks the day of, I guess, day 300 to 400. This is it. This is the next chapter in the series of videos. I didn't think I'd make it this far again. I really didn't. It's just one of those things that you kind of just do and hope for the best, and look at this, we're finally here. Day 300 was like any other day, looking to finally craft higher tier food as I started with ice cream, crafting a full stack. I soon remembered that I forgot what my bone mass portal was called and needed to fix that. Finding the merchant portal, I traversed through the plains, killing a death skeeter or two along the way. I found what seemed to be a reaper of sorts. On day 301, I made my way back into the swamps. So apparently in the time I recorded this episode, there were a few updates, that being a new creature called the Abomination being added to Valheim. Hello? Abomination? Is that supposed to be in the game? Clenching my butt cheeks so hard, I quickly darted off in the opposite direction, renaming the boss portal and trying to understand why it still wouldn't work. I then made my way home, trying to comprehend why the portal wasn't working, giving up and just building anew. Ta-da! I don't know why, but it works. Stored a few things in a chest and made my way back into the swamps. The whole purpose of this was to farm up some blood bags because at the time I thought I needed them when I really didn't. I did happen to find another abomination and attempted to shoot a few arrows. This guy was no joke, and I didn't want to be a part of that. Cleared out a few body piles and decided it was time to head home. Here's what I was talking about in the next part. I was trying to craft sausages, but they actually needed entrails and thistle. All said and done, I crafted a full stack and then called it a night. Day 302, I wanted to do a bit of rearranging and upgrading chests before heading out. This meant more iron, of which I had just a single scrap of. Also, instead of sailing all the way there, I figured it'd be easier to just break down my boat and base and rebuild it back up in the swamps. So that's what I did. Making my way through to the swamps of the shoreline, I threw down a crafting bench and built my new longship. Sailing to the other side, I first made sure it was safe and then set a portal for some easy quick travels. Let me in. Okay, I'm going down. Ooh, the sunken crypts. Creeps, I say creeps. Hello? Trying to eat my feces already? I went on to entering my first crypt back, mining some iron scrap, collecting some treasures along the way, and killing off a few draugrs. It wasn't until I left the tomb that I was being chased by some skeleton archers and a wraith. I thought that would give me enough push to make it home alive. I was wrong. I took an arrow to my back as I welcomed death. Spawning back at base, I needed it to be a new day. The next day, I looted my corpse, depositing the heavy stuff into the ship, and back to it. I went on to mining and finding a whole stack of iron altogether, about 2 trips back and forth, and I decided to clear out any and all remaining skeletons that might try and murder me again. On day 304, I was back at base, picking up all my turnips and then replanting into turnip seeds. I went back to the crypts, hunting iron in the swamps, few trips here and there. The next week was pretty much the same, mining and collecting all the iron I could carrying it back and storing it on my ship, alongside some ancient bark. Farming up more crops when given the chance, of course. It wasn't until day 310 I was shot and killed in the back again. What? Where? Why? How? Oh god. That's on me because I figured I could be a sneaky boy and run around without armor or food, but, you know, that's no. No. On day 311, I ran over to my cookery, eating some food for strength while waiting in front of the portal for my health to recover. Trust me, things are going to get better. I just like torturing myself with mining and grinding, apparently. Better believe it, though, with the last stack of iron in my boat, it was time to take all I mined home. The full inventory of iron in my ship looked glorious, by the way. I did happen to run into a storm, waves crashing back and forth, the winds howling as the sea raged. By now, I knew it was a matter of time for a sea serpent. And what do you know? Look at that. There's a sea serpent. I could have easily killed it, but I was low on arrows and there was no way I was about to lose all this iron I mined into and put it into my ship. I found the closest island and parked the ship, literally using melee to fend off the serpent while on shore. Okay. Oh my god. Ooh, wait, what? Serpent scale. Wait, is that new? What the? Ooh. Hello. Trophy. As it died, I picked up a few scales and noticed a new crafting recipe for a shield. It looked really interesting. Jumped back on the boat and headed for home base. 'Twas the night before Valheim, and all through the ocean, not a thing was stirring. I was hitting a rock. Well, that's not my fault because of how foggy it is. Very dense and thick. That's what she said. We did it. The iron was safe and I was home. I knew I'd need a cart to transfer everything safely. Look at all the... all that iron we have. That's juicy. Oh, that is so good. That's literally the best thing ever. Lugging the stacks of iron into the furnaces, I immediately went to work, making sure everything was full of coal and iron. Day 312 to 314 was more farming and replanting while the iron went to work and cooked itself. The next 2 days afterwards, I continued with the sacks of iron, filling up furnace by furnace, making sure they had enough coal. I also went on to crafting up the rest of my tin copper bars into bronze bars, just to free up some space. On day 317, I went on to chopping down more trees, collecting all the wood on the ground, farming a few boars, deers, and next to my path. The next day was me just depositing any extra items at base, gathering the turnips I'd planted, and stocking up on the foods in my inventory. A storm rolled in the next day, making things damp, dark, and very spooky. I went around lighting some torches with some resin, trying to lighten up the place. As the storm passed, I made my way back to the cart, fully stocked of wood as I dragged the thing back. A big reason I stopped smelting is I ran out of coal, so with the wood I collected, the process begun once more, using my sleep tactic into the next day, of course. Day 320 continued a bit more with me filling up the smelters full of iron, loading coal in, collecting the bars that cooked up. Now here's a cool thing that actually happened. On day 321, a skeleton surprise showed up on my screen. Some sort of new event I've never experienced, and thus the fun began. Okay, I'm gonna go outside in a second. Just give me a little bit. I'll be there. I'll be right there. You won't even know it. You won't even know it. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I threw on my armor, jumped into the water from where my boat was, and saw the chaos. All sorts of skeletons, from archers to melee to the green dudes, of which I've forgotten their names. They do the poison stuff. They hurt. You know, those guys. Waves of them had me on edge, but was no match for my silver sword. Once I was done, I made my way back to the cookery, crafting up some wolf jerky. I did it just for you guys. Better food, here I come. Day 322, it was time I started my venture towards the next boss, Modder. I took the portal to the snowy mountain biome, building a boat and setting sail to the next location. Taking a detour along the way while by the swamps, I remembered that in the last episode, I tossed a dragon egg down the hill and went searching for it, honestly unsure of what actually happened to it. Unable to find it, I ran back to my boat and set sail again. This next boss was high up in the mountains, as I would soon come to find. Arriving at my destination, I made a quick portal and returned home, resting up. On day 323, I was running around the Black Forest, climbing the snowy mountains and finding some fun. Killed off a few drakes while trying to read some lore. What a world we live in. This marks the spot where the great drake was first seen by me, Orf, in the third summer of my life in Valheim. There's another person here? Oh god. Ow! Oh, you suck. Go away. Okay, so Ulf, what were you doing, buddy? What did you say? She stopped here to leave a pile of dung holding the bones of deer boar and a skull of a great wolf. Leave me alone, I'm trying to read this. I will never come near this place again. Okay, that's fine. I will. It took me a little bit, but I finally made my way to the summoning altar for the next boss. The landing pad was huge and very intimidating. It had all these red and weird engravings, these markings on it. The summon for this boss took 3 eggs and I just had the 1. I needed another rest buff, so there I was back at base, also getting the bone mass buff, as it would come in handy for the modder, or at least I figured it would. The next day was actually pretty hilarious because I wanted to head back to the new portal for modder and Literally forgot what I named it in the moment. It took me almost a full day to remember what I named the sucker. I swear I don't do this on purpose. My memory isn't the greatest. It's just more selective. Day 325 was that day. Heading back up to the mountains and finding a new portal location on the tallest point. There it was, a portal for the modder boss himself. Day 326, I took the same portal back, picking up the next 2 dragon eggs and planting them both in the altar. I used the bone mass buff right away, and this was it. Here came the next boss, and what a battle it was. Okay. Oh, it's over here. Oh, damn. Oh, crap. I can't hit it. Okay, you can't take the full hit, because that hurt a lot. Dude, I'm literally stuck. God damn it. Oh crap. A cool ace dragon flying above, shooting ice bolts, and roaring in the sky. I personally found it easier to melee the boss when I could, but once I finally defeated the boss, it dropped some really cool and new items. One more now? Come on. Yes! Mother is in tears! No! Oh god. That is rolling. Oh god, it's all rolling. The first being this icy blue teardrops. I also picked up a nice new modder trophy for my big fat win. Back at base, I hung my new modder trophy and built what was one of the coolest crafting stations, the artisan table. It's that time of the video again, but if you made it this far in this video, comment nanners in the description down below. But also let me know if you want more of these series of videos. I love and appreciate you guys so very much, but back to Valheim we go. Built a few blast furnaces and finally had my black metal scrap cooking. On day 327, I continued cooking and storing my black metal scrap. So excited and happy to finally have this endgame stuff happening. Day 328, I woke up and started to build. Deciding it was time, I built some doors up on my staircase just so not anyone could walk into my base. I also used up the rest of the day as I mined away trying to gather some copper. But here's the catch. I was out by the merchant, completely forgetting that copper isn't transferable through portals, only to realize this later. I mined everything for nothing. The next few days were spent looking at my foliage options, making plans on renovations with my cookery, and gathering as much fine wood as I could. I also crafted another beehive just before heading to bed. On day 332, spent a bit cleaning up chests just before heading out again, chopping and gathering more fine wood that would soon be used to craft some bigger chests. Once I finally got to those bigger chests, setting up some new signs for them and looking really spiffy, here's where things got kind of scary. A new event started again and a horde started to attack. Freaking fueling started attacking me at my base. You know those endgame little goblin dudes that look scary as heck? Yeah, those. I ran throughout scared for my life. I made sure to pull what I could in the front, killing off any wanderers laying about. The next day blended in with the event, and day 333 was here. Fixed up my boat, making sure to collect the rewards left outside from those monsters. I did get another chance to organize more signs, renaming those around and storing certain items into the chest. I also grabbed some wood, filling out kilns and letting it cook up some coal. Day 334, I took the few onion seeds I had and planted them all around. New food, here I come. I also took the majority of the deer trophies and started summoning boss after boss. There was quite a few killed here and corpses all around from them. I just figured I had them, so why not use them? The next day, another skeleton surprise. Well, surprised me. I tried my best running around and training the skeletons as best I could, hitting when I could, and killing every last one of them. Day 336 and 337, I spent replanting the onions into more onion seeds, chopping down fine wood on another island, then mining up the copper deposits on the island with my base. Figured it was easier that way. On day 338, I got to building a spinning wheel. Wasn't sure how or what it took to use, but there it was. The other thing I wanted to build was a windmill. What did I need copper for? Oh, I need copper for an obliterator. That's right. Okay, but let's do stone. Let's do this right now. Let's do the windmill. So we need 20 stone, 30 wood. Next thing was a windmill, of which I built outside just by a Yule tree, and again, not sure what it did in the moment. I did try messing around with an obliterator, but realized they weren't the best things to have in base. Yes, they generate quite a bit of coal, but it can lead to some AoE damage when that lightning hits those obliterators. That was a no-go. Day 339, I wanted to try my hands at planes again, but lost the portal to another, crafting a fresh new portal and headed out that way, figuring out the name and connecting it to so I actually had a way from Plains biome. Dressed myself in armor and went on to killing creatures in the biome. I knew the next thing to do was defeating Yugluth, but also knew some crops existed in the Plains biomes that I would need. I came across flax and a big lox that tried killing me. I in fact killed the poor sap and collected the hide and meats it dropped. But back at base, I ran that flax through the spinning wheel and looked through my recipes. With some of the newly acquired recipes, I decided to make my most favorited weapon ever. I know that's not a word, but still. Beautiful porcupine. That thing was spiky. Also paired with a black metal shield, I started feeling even better about the progression I was once making again. Heck yeah, man! Oh! Day 340, I was back in the plains, killing more mosquitoes and looking for more fueling tomes. At this point, I was hoping that they would just respawn. I continued my journey through the meadows and to the other side where the biggest part of the biome was.
Oh, I can block these mosquitoes now, yeah. Come at me, bro. Come at me. You want some? Get some. You ain't get some? I got some.
Killing some more creatures along my path where I came across another encampment. I don't know why, but I tried to perfect my parry with another fueling berserker. Let's just say things did not go as planned.
Come on. Okay, I can't block that one. Oh no, oh no, oh no. It's in the middle of Scary Town. Okay, okay. It's kind of hard to time those because they wind up and then it's a very fast swing.
I guess I would need more armor to tank its hits it through because I died moments later. Yay! On day 341, I was cold, naked, and it was dark. I really needed my equipment back. I ate some food to replenish my HP and quickly took off towards the boss altar, looking for that bone mass buff. This would for sure help me. Traveling back to the plains, I took the shoreline across and then carefully made my way back to the most recent gravestone. Picked up my stuff, slayed what creatures were left, and actually had enough stuff for a portal on me. Here's another big brain moment though, because I only had enough for one portal. I didn't think to build myself a way back. I am so smart. SMRT. And if you get that reference, you are a freaking legend.
Oh my god, what the fudge? Hold on, I gotta kill these guys. Growth? Ew. What are growths? Oh my god, I'm tarred and poisoned. Okay, I just gotta spin to win, and then run. Oh my god. Okay, I take it back. These guys are dangerous. These guys are very oh my god, they jump like...
I did kill them, but man, was it ever so nerve-wracking to die again. I picked up the new items they dropped, that being the tar, and holy hecking balls. It's for the new building blocks, something I've been waiting on for so long now. Full of excitement, I made my way back to the first plains portal, depositing stuff in chests, repairing my items, and then catching a few quick Z's. The first thing I wanted to do on day 342 was build a portal so I had a fast travel back to the bigger plains. Once back, I popped a big old poison potion and went to work, unfortunately only finding a single growth. You know, when you want something, it's not there, but when you don't, it's there. I took my journey elsewhere and cleared out that other camp I died to a few days ago, looting anything and all I could while still looking for more flax and barley. I was so very lucky as I came across another encampment. This one was huge and multiple bonfires. That same day after killing off what I did and farming up the crops, apparently you can be hunted by wolves no matter the location. So that's what happened.
Yo, cool, we got wolves. Wait, really? Yo, they're gonna fight each other. This is hilarious. Yeah, kill them all. Don't fight me, fight them, what?
Killing an upwards of 20 wolves like it was butter, so smooth and rich. Day 343, I was back at base, looking in the sky for a really cool Easter egg. I actually had a comment on this, spoiler alert. When you defeat the fourth boss, Mater, you have about a 50% chance to see Thor on a chariot in the sky while it's thundering outside. At the time, I didn't know it had to be nighttime when that happens. That being said, I went on to crafting my first new piece of armor, the padded helmet. These things were expensive as fudge. Left that bad boy on and did some naked farming. Can you tell I like being naked in the game? Only because when you're nude, you can move and run faster. built a few fences to change it up a bit, and called it a day. The next few days I went back to the plains, activating my bone mass buff and clearing out the camp I had just farmed. There was another camp not too far off, thankfully, and I just started clearing that one out too. Though I will say things got a little too hectic for me and I slowly made my way back home.
Okay. Now we're getting a little scary here.
I really didn't feel like dying again, so once I healed up a bit and gathered my new rested buff, I made my way back, immediately welcomed by feelings throwing spears at me. That was fun. I did my best not to die, hit once or twice just before killing them all, watched the locks, stuck in tar, murder the gross themselves, and then went back on my way to the camp that greeted me so graciously. And what do you know? They had more flax and barley, even a fueling totem that I so happily took for my A+ efforts. Something I quickly realized was that I could actually just replant these crops after picking them up, and something I just remembered again is that I tried planting them back at base, but the only place these bad boys can grow is in the biomes they're found in. By this point, I had another piece of padded armor crafted, with only one to go. I also knew I still didn't have that cape, but that came later, I promise. I did build a new stone oven with no clue of how it worked, put up some new lights, the braziers, and checked back with the onions, so close to onion soup. By this point, I took another week or so to do some serious renovations and finished up the back portion of my base. For that, I would go on to mining and farming stone, and I needed quite a bit. This would become the extension that gave me more space and legroom. I also needed wood for more walls to also somehow clean up the interior beams so it didn't feel so crowded. I was really starting to like the look of what I was building. Easily having more room and a nice open space downstairs, I couldn't get the support room to take. And somewhere in day 359, I jumped, taking a swan dive to my death. It was beautifully subtle, so I just walked it off and laughed internally. Day 360 was here and it was finished, more or less. I did open up the back walls to give a nice view of the ocean line, building myself a nice big black metal chest, and then eventually setting up some braziers to give it more of a chef's kiss touch. Cleaned up a few more onions and did it. Crafted the last two parts, including what would become my official cape. On day 361, I did nothing but sit, think, and breathe at how awesome my character was looking. Day 362, I went back to clearing up some walls, giving myself more breathable space and letting the braziers not smoke me to death. Looking to up my rested buff for this last boss fight ahead of me, I crafted some more carpets leading down to the new addition, building a long table, a dragon's bed with some banners on other sides. I got myself a new hot tub. Apparently hot tubs are a thing now, so that was cool. My rested buff went from being 11 to 17 and up to 24 minutes. Crazy stuff was happening. This chunk here, I had it all planned out. New food that would help me even more, which meant I needed cloud berries. A new bow, which was the Drauggr's bow, so I needed guck from the swamp, and on top of that, silver for crafting it too. First thing was plains, picking up any cloudberries I could while getting some flax barley in the process. Funny enough, I died to a lox in seconds, which made me feel like the grind was nothing in comparison to its damage. I also found myself in the swamps, killing down a few abominations for their guck and roots. And again, these items were completely new to me. Once back at base though, I found out that silver was needed for the new bow. I also managed to upgrade my porcupine to max ups, with my armor being upgraded a few as well. By this point in my journey, day 372 was here, and I got started on my fire resistant meads right away. Went back into the plains, creating a placemat for the barley and gathering any flax that was ready. Day 373, I picked up my finished potions in the fermenters and finished my crazed onions planting. I love hoarding foods and never using them, as you can probably tell by this point. The next few days, I sailed my boat to the snow biome portal, mining up some silver that I could. I went on to storing all I had, and back at base, I started mass crafting food, because by this point, I had too much and it wasn't being used. Crafting onion soups to turnip soups and carrot soups. It was a lot of soups. I also managed to catch a glimpse of Thor and freak the heck out.
Oh, it's nighttime. Wait, it's nighttime? Okay, I gotta go. Hold on. I'm coming. It's nighttime. I might be able to see Thor. I hope I see Thor. I want to see Thor. I think it is nighttime, right? Maybe. I could be wrong. Oh! It's Thor! Look at that! Oh my god! Oh my god, it's Thor! He keeps going! Oh, I wonder if we'll ever get to see, like actually come face to face with Thor in this game. Like, if they would ever bring it that far, this is just more of like an Easter egg thing. There he goes! There he goes! There goes our boy! Thor, look at it! The has a little chariot thing going. He's shooting lightning. He's like, bah, bah, fighting all Bifrost monsters and stuff and things. I'm Dell.
While in the plains, here I was gathering up some more crops and found my Reaper friend who loves social distancing and also never talking to me. Day 378 and 379, I finished up with the silver I'd need and started my way back home. Arriving at base, I quickly deposited any and all silver I had, qualifying them too just before bed. On day 380, I did it. Crafting my new Draugr bow and arrows I had, fire-resistant potions, and all the food I might need, I also had supplies to build a portal for this Yagluth boss. It was time. Just before leaving though, I quickly managed to sneak in my new modder boss buff for the Tailwind, thus begun the story of Yagluth. I'll be honest and say I was surprised a bit because I thought it would take much longer, but it only took about a day and a half finding the island Yagluth's spawn was on. Of course, we had a fueling waiting for us, but I went on to killing him and setting up a portal back to my base. Here's where I freaked the F out. Just look at this summoning place for the last boss. I was speechless.
What is this? And his dying soul was split and shard among all his kin. Fueling totem channels the ancient spirit of Yagluth, or ancient power. So we do need 5 of them. I figured as much, we'd need a bunch of them. Luckily, there are some places here.
Day 384, I changed my buff again, figured it couldn't hurt to have the bone mass buff, so I switched the two. Made my way back to the portal for Yagluth and just stared in awe. This was it, folks. Offering the last totem to the boss, it started to spawn. Everything I said about the other bosses being difficult, yeah, I lied. This boss was that, the king of too much health. The king of who takes little to no damage. Unless you're melee, but even then, when you go into melee, you're always on fire or being electrocuted. The countdown began though. I was naked from all my armor breaking, my black metal axe doing most of the damage and one more hit from victory. With the last hit, I did it. Or should I say, we did it. We killed each other with our very last breaths, but this was victory, my victory. I felt so fulfilled after this long-awaited video, the journey that took place and more. I quickly went back to look up what I found, a new item and a Yagluth trophy. God, was I a happy camper. After the adrenaline was gone, I took the next few days to calm myself down, deconstructing my cookery, the outer floors, stairs, and all, to creating a beautiful and brand new space with open access, extending out the interior and new chests for all my food. I felt so accomplished, man. I really did. On day 390, it was an easygoing day. Moved my stone oven to the main hub, trying to figure out what I would cook in it, but also stepping outside to see my boy Thor going ham in the sky. I love everything about Greek mythology with all like the legends and gods. Another thing I noticed is that I didn't have the pots and pans made, but once that was done, oh boy, I was able to make some really dope foods. There was bread and this lox pie. And I have to say, where Valheim is going with these updates, even just for the food alone, I love every bit of it. Day 391 I spent back in the plains, fixing up my barley and flax farm, just trying to make things more appropriate, or tidied, if you will. While doing all that, I was being hunted again because apparently wolves just love to hunt while in the plains biome. So, you know, we killed them all. Fun, 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 fun. On day 392, I went into the plains, shooting at any loxes I could find because I really needed the meats they had for some lox pie. That, and it was more of an achievement to finally killing them. Once done, back at base, I put together the ingredients for the pie and started the baking portion. Lox pie honestly looks so tempting and very delicious. I found myself drooling a bit. Now, at this part of the game, everything was really tamed and just quiet. I went around finishing up my barley and flax farm. I moved some stuff around in base and built some arbor stands. Actually put them up top on the addition where I slept. It looked really nice. Coming to day 400, this was it. I'm so excited. I finally did it. Oh man, I'm so happy. Today's the day. Today's the day. Is the day. Day 400. We finally made it. Oh, guys and girls, everybody, let's just, take a minute here to enjoy what this is. This is Valheim from day 100 to 400, 100, 200, 300, and now 400. Okay, these videos do take a while, and sometimes, it takes a lot longer than expected. I'm sorry that I've told people that it'll be done at this time, at this date, and I didn't get it done, but it is done. I'm going to work even harder than I have been to get these out even faster if I can. At least 2 weeks, if not one, if I can. I'm going to do the best I can. Right now, this is where all my extra time goes because of work. But thank you so much for the support again. I really can't say it enough. Thank you guys so much. I mean that wholeheartedly. You guys have been the best support. And you've just been leaving so many cool comments of different things I could do, tips and advice and tricks and little Easter eggs like the one with Thor and that. And then just remembering a cape, because for the longest time, I honestly just forgot there was even a thing as capes. And now look at this. We've got a wolf cape. That's insane. But thank you again. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, as it does help the video grow and find new people. Subscribe if you haven't. It's free. You can unsubscribe later if you want to. And I'll see you in the next video. This is Rayofpandas signing out. Bye, guys. I'll see you later.